Hi everyone, I'm Celeste. Welcome to my BookTube channel, A Reader's Almanac. Well, today I'm really excited because I'm doing a little bit of a book vlog with you. In a few moments, my sister-in-law is going to come pick me up in her car, and we're actually going to be driving up to Ontario, Canada to visit my sister Anna. And so we'll be spending part of the week there. Anna lives in a very nice house between several tracts of farmland, sort of similar to where I am here. It's a very nice house, and she just got chickens, egg-laying chickens, so we're going to be visiting with them. We're going to be doing some movement workshops with her. She's an instructor. We're also going to be going to see the author Waubgeshig, who is author of two books I read this past year, Moon of the Crusted Snow and Moon of the Turning Leaves. And they both deal with, in sort of a dystopian way, but also in a very positive way, with Anishinaabe culture. We're also going to be going to Crawford Lake, which is a protected environmental site and home of some of the First Nations Indigenous people. So we've got a lot on the agenda, and I'm really looking forward to it. So come along with me now. everyone, it's me again. So we are back from Canada. We are back in the United States, in New York, and had a wonderful time. So I just thought I would recap a little bit of what went on. You saw the footage of the author talk with Waubgeshig. That was fantastic. He is so nice. He is so down to earth. And even though the auditorium was absolutely packed, including the balcony section of the auditorium, I was selected to ask him a question from the audience, which I was so excited about. And yeah, I just had a really good time revisiting Moon of the Crusted Snow, which was the first book by Waubgeshig that I've read. And then I do have Moon of the Turning Leaves, but I've lent that to my sister-in-law because she's reading it now. We did get in line to for the author signing to have him sign the books, but there must have been, I would say, like 200 people in the line. It was a really popular event, which I'm so psyched about for him. I'm sure he sold a lot of books, and I'm sure it was a really, really good evening for him as an author. It was really rewarding to see so many people come out to hear him speak. Yeah, if you enjoy slightly dystopian works, you might enjoy this book. I have a review that I've done of it where I describe what it's about and so forth, and I will post that down below in case you're interested in learning more about this book. But it's almost like a little novella. It would not take you long to read, and I think it's super, super worthwhile. And then just catching you up on what else I've been reading as well this past week and what I'm reading now. So I did finish a book called House of Salt and Sorrow, and that is by Erin A. Craig. I may go into more detail about this one in a future video, but it's hard for me to rate this one because I did enjoy it. It is an adult fictional retelling of a fairy tale called The 12 Dancing Princesses, and the author Erin Craig does do a good job of doing kind of a mashup of that story along with some of the female characters that appear in the works of Edgar Allan Poe. So it's kind of an interesting mashup. I do like the way she describes this castle that's perched on a cliff over the sea and all of the ocean lore and everything like that. Some parts of it are really creative and really well done. It didn't work for me on any sort of a deeper level. It kind of reminds me of a lovely pop-up book in the sense that it's beautiful on the surface, but if you look really closely, you see the gears you see underneath all that. I don't think the author spent enough time on her world building. For example, there is a character, a very interesting character, but this character appears at almost the end of the story, like literally right towards the end of the story. And you find out that this character was responsible for a lot of things that had been going on, which I felt was kind of a cheat because, you can't introduce a new character in the last 50 or 100 pages and expect people to buy that, that this person was responsible for everything. And he's so interesting. He should have been introduced earlier because I would have liked to have seen that character earlier on. But there are some amazing descriptions, and I think in terms of the horror aspects of this, it was kind of like a little bit of fairy tale blended with a little bit of Poe-esque horror. And I thought those parts worked the best. Those were the most interesting. So, it was like a 3.5 stars, I guess I would say. I may talk more about this in a future video, but I just wanted to mention for today that I did manage to finish this. And then you're not going to believe this one. I know people are going to groan as soon as they see this, but I DNF'd the 13th Tale. I know. Everybody loves this book. It's me. It's not you. I didn't like the main character. I didn't like any of the characters. I love Gothic literature. I love Gothic tropes. I love spooky old mansions. I love it when the woman arrives at the mansion and it's full of secrets and she's going to solve the secrets and solve the mystery. I love ghost stories. I love anything Gothic like that. However, I think you need to have likable characters, and I really just could not relate to Margaret, the main character. I didn't really care about her. I felt kind of apathetic. I felt apathetic about the story. It got kind of convoluted and, in my opinion, overwritten for what it was. Like, they report a lot of things that happened in the story. The characters recount all these things that happened in the story, but it's done in a very passive, past participle sort of way. It's not active writing. It's all like stuff that happened in the past. And it's just not interesting to me. It's kind of boring, in my opinion. And I didn't like the characters when there was like a time slip and you're going back in time and hearing about characters of people that used to live in a house nearby, and didn't care about them, didn't like them. So what I ultimately ended up doing, I admit, was I did DNF it. I skipped ahead to the ending to see what would happen. And I'm glad I DNF'd it, because if I had read through the whole thing and sort of slogged through it and got to that ending, I wouldn't have been happy that I had spent all the time reading that book when I could have had an opportunity to just DNF it. So I know this is a hugely popular book. I know my opinion is hugely unpopular. Most people love this. This is a darling of BookTube, this book, but I disagree. Maybe I'll come back to it some other time. Maybe I just wasn't in the right frame of mind for it. The author's writing style has been compared to Bronte's and Du Maurier. I couldn't disagree more. The Bronte sisters and Daphne du Maurier both have the it factor. They have that sort of peculiar Gothic something extra, that je ne sais quoi, that make their books strange and special and individual and unique and fresh and original. This does not have that. This, I felt like the author was very aware of herself narrating, and I could see her word choices. I could see her prose. I could see the way she was structuring things. Kind of like there are some actors and actresses that when you watch them, you totally believe their performance and believe they are that character. But there are other actors and actresses who, when you watch them, you're watching them act. Like, you don't get through that facade and actually suspend your disbelief and believe they are the character. It was the same with this book. I just could not break through that invisible wall and suspend my disbelief and engage in what was going on and just immerse myself in the world. I know everyone loves it and thinks it's marvelous, but yeah, I think I will hold on to this. It's certainly a beautiful volume. So maybe I just wasn't in the right headspace for this. So I think I'm going to hang on to it and give it another chance another time. So that's the 13th tale. And then finally, since getting back from Canada, I just started The Memory Police by Yoko Ogawa. And this is translated from the Japanese. This is a dystopian tale about a woman who is a writer. She lives on a little island, and she lives in a world where everything is disappearing little by little. Like one morning you wake up and there's no birds, there's no bird song. and all traces of those things disappear too. So far the writing is beautiful. It's very sad, somber, beautiful to read, and very dystopian. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next in this. And The Memory Police was a National Book Award finalist. And I love this cover. I think the cover is gorgeous. So yeah, so that's where I am in this book so far. That's everything I have for today. I know my posting schedule with my videos on this channel has been slightly erratic. I'm still sort of searching around for like the best day to post my videos, and I'm not sure at this point if I'm going to remain on Fridays or move my videos to Sundays, because my schedule has changed slightly and it's harder for me to get the videos edited and uploaded and ready to go on Fridays now. So I may be going back to Sundays, not sure yet. We will see about that. I think I will be moving to Sundays, but I'll know more by the end of this week. But in any event, just wanted to share my trip with you, a little bit of film footage, what I'm reading now. And please do let me know what you're reading in the comments down below. And I will be posting another video at the end of this week, either Friday or Sunday. Thank you for bearing with me while I'm trying to figure out a posting schedule. I hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.